everybody. It is 7 o'clock on March 6th, 2025. Welcome back to Santa's Magical Fellowship Group. It's so good to see each and every one of you. Again, for anyone that doesn't know me, which I think everyone here knows me, my name is Melissa Lynn, otherwise known as Santa Mel. Just excited to be back. Just excited to see everybody. Tonight's show is basically, we're just going to talk to see how the seasons went. Can you believe it's March already? I mean, it literally seems like we were just wearing a suit a couple of weeks ago. Some of us were, but it's already flying by. So, how is everyone doing?
Good.
I know we were chatting a little bit before the meeting and kind of just filling everybody in. I do want to let everybody know about a new trivia question that I'm doing every show. Kind of make it a little fun. Have shows where people are just giving trivia questions. Well, that's too easy. Our group is a bunch of amazing, smart, talented individuals that I could never stump in a million years. So throughout the show, each night, sometime throughout the show, I will drop a line from a Christmas song. It could be a pop Christmas song. It could be a carol. It could be a little bit of anything. Hey, Bruce.
Hey there.
When you hear that line from the Christmas song, put it in the chat. The first person that gets it right in the chat, their name will go into a scholarship for either North Pole's Cornerstone or very own School of Santas. So I'm excited. So if you hear me say a line from a Christmas song or a Christmas carol, drop it in the chat. Tell me what song it is.
Excuse me, Mel. I gotta go take my medicine.
Okay, come on back when you're ready, my friend.
I'll be right back.
All right. Good luck. Take care. So, but just a little something to mix it up a little bit. So if you hear me say a weird sentence from a song, just drop it in the chat. You might win something. With that, let me change the view. I have it weird. You get used to it so many times throughout the season, and then you restart the first of the year and you have to reset all your settings. So let's start with Mr. Ted. How was your season?
Well, my season was good. I'm limiting myself to just doing Cabela's now, but that was, I think I worked about, more than I did last year. But it was a good season. We had a good staff down there. I had other Santas in the building that were very good and good support. So I had nothing to complain about. My life was good.
That's awesome. You know, I always like seeing Santas that like Cabela's or Bass Pro because that is a talent. I do. All those people, days, many in and outs. So
it's different. It's and again, I've done pretty much everything. So for those of you that don't know, I'm having limited mobility problems. So I don't do the stage shows. I don't do the house visits anymore or things like that, and I had to give all that up. But I'm quite content with Cabela's, and the Cabela's that I work at, they understand that the kids shouldn't see Santa hobbling in or hobbling out. So they kind of clear the room when I come in, and I'll wait to leave until the room is cleared. And it works out very well because I can hop around for a couple of minutes without too much, but it's just it's a lot of fun, and I don't miss the joy of Christmas.
See, and that's good. You have the joy of Christmas because it's in your heart. You know, that's where it comes from. So that's very cool. That's really nice they do that for you too. That's perfect. That's good thinking.
There it is.
I'm glad your heart's still in your chest, Ted. Let's keep it there, please. Let's keep it. Don't pull it out. It's not show and tell. Okay. So, well, I'm glad your season went good, my friend, and welcome back. How about you, Gary? How was your season?
Oh, it was a busy season. Enjoyable, but busy. Looking forward to this year. It's just a pleasure. It is. Enjoy it so much.
Now, do you do a lot of home visits, or are you at a store or a mall, or?
I've got a large contract there in Cerebreville with one of the major hotel groups, and they keep me pretty busy. Friday, Saturday, Sundays from Thanksgiving till the 23rd.
Oh my.
I do the light show there in Sevierville. It's all connected with the same hotel group. And I actually did a commercial this year. They just called me up, and it's really a surprise. I don't normally go that direction, but it was enjoyable, a lot of fun.
I know it was awesome too.
Yeah, so I have been busy, and then I fill in with parades, home parties, daycare centers, assisted livings. It's busy.
Good.
It was a good season.
I'm glad the season went well for you, my friend. That's awesome. Very cool. How about you, Bo? How was your season, my friend?
Who was that?
How was your season, Mr. Bubba?
It was my busiest season I've ever had. I locked up a spot up at the Fashion Square Mall in Saginaw. They really loved me, and they definitely wanted me back next year.
Awesome.
So I'm excited to do that. They're actually going to have me come up as the Easter Bunny here in a couple weeks.
Oh, that's exciting. I know there's a lot of us that do Mr. Bunny as well. I used to, but that's amazing. Very good. I want to make it up to Saginaw someday. Haven't gone up that far yet. Very cool.
Yes, you have. That's where we do the Red Suit Night Play.
I know I haven't been there yet. I got COVID last time.
Oh, that's right.
That's right.
Oh,
Yeah, that's just right up the road from me.
so I'll be there this year for sure. Come heck or high water, I'll be there. My third year in a row, it's time to get there. It just didn't happen. So, but very cool. I'm glad it was the busiest season ever, Bubba. Fantastic. I can see your face light up when you talk about it. So, again, that's that heart shining through, my friend. Mr. Paul.
I can't do Mr. Bunny. I can't keep my mouth shut.
I mean, you got a problem.
Yeah, I had to take the mic off. Yeah, no, our season went good. We had it was the only part is I had the change rooms down in the basement, so the 20 some odd steps up and down 6 times a day just really took a toll on me. So, but yeah, and so, but other than that, we did okay. It's yeah, like, no big problems other than I only had one big issue, and it happened to be a medical issue with a client on set that you weren't really prepared for. No, a young gentleman in his 20s had an epileptic shock in my arms. Or seizure, whatever you want to call it, but yeah, so get him calmed down and in a safe place, and that was the biggest thing in the whole season, really.
Oh my goodness! As college performers, we run into things like that.
Well, we all do. It's I haven't heard anybody not have something happen that they had to deal with, but it's everything came out on good side, and everybody was happy. So that's all that matters. And then we went down. Well, then we went down to North Pole. It was a blast. Had lots of fun there.
I heard a lot of good reviews from fans.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. You carry on and pick on somebody else.
Well, but I love picking on you, Paul. Anyway, it's good to see you, my friend. I'm glad you had a great season. I'll pick on John Beam. Hi, John.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How was your season, my friend?
Season was good. I'm in Florida. I'm one of the palm tree Santas. Palm tree Santas. Had a good season. I mainly do home visit, corporate stuff, some daycares, but home visits is my favorite. No real problems this season. Everything worked out good.
Good. That's awesome. The weather was pretty good for you.
Yeah, it's really good here. Yeah, it didn't get too hot this year. A lot of times customer will put us right out in the direct sunlight and 80-degree weather. But yeah. But a lot of us wear more of a vest instead of a full-blown Santa suit. And it works out for us.
Fantastic. Yeah, I even living in Arkansas got too hot sometimes for me. So that's fantastic. Palm Tree Santa is a big group down there starting. I mean, how many do you
Yes.
have now?
I don't even know how many we have. We got a big number, and we've got Santa Bruce that's been organizing once a month lunches, and it's getting to be 30 and 40 people showing up for just a lunch in the middle of the day. So it's working out really good.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you're here tonight. Welcome. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
I'm also very good to see one of my other dear friends, Derek Dugan. How's everything down there in Georgia?
First of all, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Everything is pretty good. We're still experiencing a wee bit of winter that's still hanging on here, and so planting season is going to be put off for a little bit. But the Christmas season was amazing this year. I'm still working at a resort here at Lake Lanier Islands, and then filled the rest of my schedule with corporate gigs, photo sessions, but an amazing season. Actually, the contract that I have with the resort just got renewed for the 10th year, so I'm real happy about that. And what really the icing on the cake for everything is there were a number of families that I met with last year that I've seen for 10, 13, 6, and 8 years in a row. And it's become more of a tradition for them as it is for me. And the biggest joy that I get is the mothers and the dads coming up to me and showing me photos of when they first were introduced to me, and then getting introduced to the kids who are now 13 and 15, and even some who are 18 and 21 years old. So it's a blessing to be able to do this and have the ability to be able to do this. So as long as even though I've talked about hanging up the suit and kind of stepping aside of this, you get those people that contact you and go, listen, you are our Christmas, and you bring it to life for us. So when you get those kind of reviews and testimonies, it makes you think twice. So it was a good season. I think this is going to be a great season ahead. I think we're needed more than ever now. I think what we bring, not only to the people that we meet and our clients, I think for ourselves, it kind of renews our own soul. I kind of call it feeding the soul. And so in no way is that myopic, but it's a refresher for me, because making the decision to do this wasn't really an active decision. It was what I tell people, it was an act of God. I was in a very, very dark place, and man, first time I put on the suit, that was everything. So yeah, it's all good. All good.
Light, we love My Brother Shines, and that is amazing. And I know the community is glad to have you. And think of all those. That made me tear up when you see the young kids when they're really little, and then they come back 10, 15 years down the road. It's something. And they say it's part of their Christmas. It is such a warm, wonderful feeling. So we're definitely glad that you're here, and yeah, we're gonna keep going strong, my friend. So there's a lot of love for all of us to give out there. So thank you for being here tonight. It's like my whole family's here. It's like every single one of you are my family, and you're all such a blessing to this community. Speaking of blessings, one man that continues to keep me in line, other than Ted Flynn, will be Santa Bruce Norrid. Hello, Bruce. Welcome, my friend.
Hello, my sister. How are you doing?
I am much better than the last couple months. So,
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that.
so how are you? How was your season?
Oh, my season was marvelous. It was the busiest we've been yet. And after last year, I didn't think it could get much busier. But God had a different thing in store for us. And Derek, I can understand where you're coming from completely, brother. It is a calling, and it was a calling that I wasn't willing to accept at first. And with my lovely wife and a boss that I had, really nudging that spirit really helped.
That is amazing. That, and you know, I couldn't do Christmas without Santa Bruce anyway. You know, like most of the people I've met in my life, you can tell who has the heart behind it, if you will, and um, it's just amazing. I know you were running because you were at the orchard when I was at the orchard this year. So, and I never got to see you because we were both working so much. But well, I'm glad your season went well for you, Miss Kathy. That's great. So very exciting. Thank you for being
Yes.
here. So, and then immediately to my right would be Lewis. Is it Lewis or Louise?
Lewis. I prefer to have my name pronounced Lewis. Even though my name is spelt Louise.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're glad you're here, Lewis. How was your season?
Thank you.
Did you have a good year?
Come again?
Did you have a good Christmas season, my friend?
Oh, yes.
Do anything really memorable or extra fun, extra special?
I visited my family on the other side of the state,
That's good.
the west coast of Florida.
All you Florida Santas down there, I'm telling you, you Southern Santas.
Well, Florida is as south as you can go in America, and yet the true south is in Georgia.
I completely understand that sentence. My mom lives in Jupiter, Florida, and most of my friends live in Georgia. And my friends in Georgia are more southern than my mom friends in Florida. So I get that. I get that. So if you want to really see the South, visit us next time we're in Arkansas. That's the South. You just drive to here. I got to act like I'm in Michigan now. I forgot. So, but well, good. Was the weather good for you, or is it hot, or?
It wasn't that hot as it is in the summer.
How many years have you been Santa now, Lewis?
Yeah. For her, I lost count, to be quite honest with you.
That's what most of us do, so that's good. That's your heart taking over the calendar. That's what it is. So, well, good. I'm happy all those kids you made smile this year, my friend.
Well, it all began and when a professional Santa Claus has gifted me one of his coats, which because it just happened to be my size.
That's awesome. That's awesome. It was more of a calling too. You just put the suit on.
Yes.
Right? So,
So I decided that Dad had more to her to it. You know, like a belt or a pair of actual boots. The wig and the beard and the hat. Until I found a new suit.
fantastic. So I know you were saying you found some on Amazon this year.
Yes. What about you, Mel?
Oh, me. Well, my season, it was the busiest season for my second year in Michigan. I did a lot of work at our local, well, 2.5 hour away orchard. Quite a few home visits. some virtual visits. It was a weird season for me learning to do it by myself. It was fun. Got a couple good friends for me, so it's a good season. Thanks for asking. I got to make kids smile and know that Santa loves them and he's proud of them, and that's what it's about for me. So,
What's with all the noise in the background?
I don't know if someone's watching a show or something.
Yeah, Bubba's having a party. We weren't invited to it.
Oh, you having a party?
No, I got little kids, so they're always loud.
I gotcha. Well, I'm excited. And Lewis, thank you so much for telling us about your season, sweetheart. And
Thank you.
I'm going to go to the polar opposite end of that. Santa Jamie, I love the shirt. Everyone check his shirt out. This is marketing, Derek. I'm telling you. I mean, he's following our segment. He's got a shirt. So,
Oh, you're on it with her?
how was your season, my friend?
Oh, oops. I love it.
Hey, you talking to me, Jamie?
Yes, Jamie. I'm sorry.
Okay. My hearing aids just kicked in. I had a fantastic season. Probably one of our largest that we had. My wife is my Mrs. Claus, so we do it together. So, we had a big season, and we finished it out helping someone out at the reindeer farm in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Give me a call and wanted some help. One of the most amazing things we ever did. And we was there for 4 days, saw about 6,000 children in that time span. And you want to think that you're popular, wait till you walk a reindeer around the park. And that gets you right there. You become something amazing with it. But we love it to death. This is our 6th year into it. And we just think it's one of the most amazing things that we've done. And I want to tell the story on how I become a Santa.
Cool.
You know, a lot of people have a more joyful one. Mine's a little different. 6 years ago, my sister was passing with cancer. And I always did something for our family. We have a very large family. There's probably about 30 of us when we gather up. And she asked me to do something special for all the nieces and nephew, her children, and her grandchildren. So that was around Thanksgiving time. So me and my wife took off. We was thinking about it. Went by Hobby Lobby, bought a suit for $25. I still have that suit. And we put it on. I wanted to entertain a few families around. But when I did our family, it was just spectacular. It was just an amazing thing, even for the children not to recognize me, even though they're, my nieces and nephews. Well, she called me the next day and just really went on how she enjoyed it. She just thought, this is probably her last Christmas, and her family's gonna believe, and just it's amazing with it. So that April she passed, and in May the 1st was her birthday. So I rolled over that morning talking to my wife, and I told her, I said, you know how much joy we brought to my nieces and nephew and my sister and all those kids? I said, for now on, I'm going to be a professional Santa. And that's how I got started. And I haven't regretted it one bit. It's really blossomed to something special with it. Thank you for letting me share that. I don't get to share that often.
David, that was beautiful. Thank you for sharing it. Absolutely. That, sometimes in the midst of tragedy or strife, something really good comes out of it. It's like a seed that's blossomed out of it. It leads to a legacy in a way. So good on you, man. I'm proud of you. That's fantastic. So thank you for being here tonight. And for those of you who don't know, the show following ours every other week will be Polar Opposites, hosted by Santa Jamie and Santa John Mac, where they're going to debate some of the hot number topics in the industry. Tonight they're talking about their show title is Beard in a Can, traditional versus designer beards. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see a platform where people can debate on a level where they're not trying to kill each other, for lack of a better word. You know, they're not fighting. They're not like, you know, you're wrong, you're wrong. It's, I don't know if y'all, maybe I'm dating myself. There was a show called Counterpoint in the 60s and 70s. Okay, I wasn't around the 60s, I'm not gonna lie. There was a reruns in the 70s of Counterpoint where there was a one topic and they friendly debated it. That is what Jamie and JMAC are going to be doing.
Yeah.
About some of the hottest topics. So please stick around for that. It'll run just like the other shows, right into the same platform. Real quick before I get on to AJ, keep in mind your next AJ. For those of you that missed the beginning, the new trivia question style this year is somewhere throughout the program, I'm going to drop a line from a Christmas song. As soon as you hear that, drop the song name in the chat. AJ will be looking out for you, and your name will go in a hat to win a drawing to either North Pole Cornerstones next year or School of Santas. So if you hear me say a Christmas carol, a line from a Christmas carol or song or hymn, just write it down and tell me what song it is, and AJ will put your name on the list. So speaking of AJ, how was your season, my friend?
Hey, real quick, Mel.
Yes.
Derek had a question.
Oh, I'm sorry, Derek.
Not a problem. Actually, it was more of a testimony. I got the chance to meet Jamie a couple years ago in Tennessee at Sat Bob's sessions in Dickinson, Tennessee. And when I met him, I knew in a moment he must be Saint Nick.
Do we write down the name of that song?
No, it doesn't count, but it's good.
I think it's copyrighted, but anyway. But yeah, just a great individual, great story. You could just see his aura precede him, and just amazing individual. JMAC, another good friend of mine. I've had a lot of dinners with him, and I'm really excited about these two getting together. And I'm really interested in the concept. I think this is going to be really interesting. I think it's something new that you're bringing to the community, and I think it's fresh. And I congratulate you for even having the kahunas to do this.
Thank you, Derek. It means a lot.
You deserve every bit, man.
We're glad. We're so glad that they're here. And, you know, I like the phrase, you know, I put out the SOS looking for someone to host a show after mine. And there was quite a few, but no one had the brass ornaments like Jamie and JMAC. So we're excited to have them on for sure. So thank you for being here. Thank you for that testimony, Derek. That's awesome. Mr. Travis Lawrence, I saw was lurking here. How are you, Travis?
How are you, Mel? How you doing?
I am too blessed to be stressed. How was your season, my friend?
Well, my season was good. I just want to start off. So my name is Travis Lawrence, and I was able to meet Mel this past season at the C.W. Howard School and spend some time with her, along with some of the other rowdy bunch, Mike Connor and John Miller, Santa Jeep. So I'm from South Jersey. I right outside Philadelphia. My season was good. My season was probably the busiest season I've had since doing this. I am a younger Santa. I'm only 40. I actually started doing this when I was 16 years old. It started as it's actually a legacy in my family. My great grandfather was Santa for the local municipality and the school district, and my aunts and uncles and mom and stuff like that. And then my grandfather took it on. And then I took it on. When I was 11 years old, I wrote a letter to my grandfather asking, when you're ready to hang up the boots, you know, I'd like to carry the legacy on. And when I took it on, I actually he framed that. He held on to that letter. He framed it. And when I was 18, he gave it to me, him and my grandmother. So I have it framed in my office. That a letter that I wrote to him. As far as the season, busy season, I was all over southern New Jersey. Cape May, Gloucester County. One of the biggest things and more fun events that I did. I mean, I've done tree lightings and parades, and locally within the different municipalities and my own municipality. Was I was on the Cape May Seashore Line train. That was a lot of fun, seeing a lot of people, and it was a different venue for me instead of just your tree lighting or local going to a home visit, something like that. It was a totally different experience, which was awesome and different, which I was very excited about. I had to, with it being a short season and seem like it's going to be like that this year and the next couple years, only a couple weekends between Thanksgiving and Christmas, I actually had to unfortunately turn some people away just because I was booked. But I was able to, at the end of the season, I was able to contact those people again and book them for this season. So it was a really good season. It was a lot of fun this year.
That was exciting. I was so much fun hanging out with you guys at CW Howard. I just have one question. Who's your football team, my friend?
Well, Mel, I know your team is the Eagles. However, I am a 49ers fan.
That's okay. You're from Jersey. We love you anyway. So I'm definitely glad you're here, my friend, and thank you for that. And I'm glad your season went well, and especially that Cape May stuff is beautiful. So great, and I hope to see you again at another school. As with
Absolutely.
Everybody. So welcome, my friend. Now, Race City Santa. Hello. I think my memory just lost me. Race City Santa. I cannot remember your name. Are you there, Race City Santa? Okay, now I feel like I'm in a seance. Okay. We'll skip Race City Santa for now. Charlie. Charlie, you there? Okay, I'm striking out here, guys. Can you still hear me? Can you all hear me? Okay. Charlie?
We hear you.
All right, well, I'll skip Race City and Charlie for now, but the busy man getting ready for Master Claus. We have a very tired Ben Bellhorn, who I think is talking to someone out his window right now. Yes, he's waiting.
Hey, can you hear me now?
Hey,
can
Race
you hear
City.
me now?
Yes, how are you?
Good. Sorry about that. I'm driving. I was muted. So, but Santa John from the Carolinas.
Okay,
So,
hey,
had a great season. Had a lot of events. Charlotte Motor Speedway, one of my big venues. Carowinds, lots of country clubs. Did a lot of extra fun stuff outside of the suit this year. So I get real appreciation for the supporters of our Santa events, because I had a couple of times where I was running a snow machine outside for my events and driving the train, as a matter of fact, and driving a fire truck. So I got a real appreciation for all the support that we as Santas have out there.
That is fantastic. I can only imagine at Charlotte Motor Speedway. That sounds absolutely fun. Absolutely fun. So
it is. It's a light show. I just got my contract for 25 and 26 now. So it's I'm getting close to 10 years being Santa down there. So it's an awesome venue. It's one of my favorite places.
Awesome. Well, I am blessed that you're here. I'm glad you had a good season, man. That's great. So welcome.
Yep. Had an awesome season. So, but yeah, I just got finished teaching a class and was able to get on my way home from school. So that was good.
I'm excited. We're just ramping up. We're kind of just catching up right now and see how everybody's doing. I know another person that tends to put up with me even when I'm in a bad in the middle of the night. Ben Bellhorn, who's exhausted getting ready for Master Class. How are you, Ben? Apparently, you had a drive-through.
Yeah, now he's getting his food.
Well, hopefully he'll get enough for everybody.
I see Logan there. Hi, Nagel. So, as soon as did you bring enough for the class, Ben? He's still muted.
Well, I tell you, it's kind of interesting tonight because I've been hearing about all these places. Like Lake Lanier was my playground when I grew up. I lived on the north side of Atlanta. We'd go up there every weekend, and I've done a SCCA race at Charlotte Motor Speedway. So it's kind of like it's old home night for me.
Hey, come on down anytime.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
you know, they didn't treat me very good there. We blew up an engine, found one in a junkyard, put it in overnight, and blew it up the next morning again.
Oh,
I think, guys, you're just gonna have to head down to Atlanta Motor Speedway now. That's what it's gonna be. Ben, are you joining us now?
I'll try again.
Maybe. How are you, my friend?
I'm well. How is everybody?
We're doing good. You look exhausted.
Good. Nagel's here with me.
Hey, Nagel.
He just got finished swimming. He's practicing swimming because this summer his Boy Scout troop is going to the Florida Keys to be on a sailboat for a week.
nice.
Rough life, huh?
Yeah, that's awesome. A lot of work on a sailboat. That's good.
Yeah.
So, how was your season, Ben?
It was incredibly busy. I did 73 visits last year and said I was going to do less. And so I took 2 full days off and did 74 visits this year. So that did not work out quite like I had planned. But it was great. I did get walking pneumonia on the 22nd and then followed it up with COVID after the 1st. So wrapped up the year a little rough. But it was a really good year. Had some great visits.
Good. And, you know, you are getting ready for Master Claus here coming up next weekend, right?
Yeah, start next week from tomorrow. And I ordered lunches and everything today, and so locked out the class. It was completely full, and then about 20 minutes ago added another student because I'm just glutton for punishment.
Well, I'm proud of you. If you've never been to Master Claus before in Ohio, it's amazing. The Kringle brothers are there this year, right?
They are there this year. We had Lee Andrews and Jeff McMullen last year. Had a great time. This is the 4th year I've hosted a school here in Columbus. 4 years ago, we had Gordon Bailey here, rest his soul. Thank you. And then the year after that, we had Tim Conahan, then Lee and Jeff, and this year, the Kringle brothers. Next year, we'll see.
That's fantastic. Next year, the
Very, very exciting ideas coming up.
Ben, well, we're proud of you, my friend. I wish I could be there this year, but you know I will be there in spirit. So.
Well, I will be thinking about you.
Well, enjoy. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm so excited. So there's two people I haven't gotten to. I saw everyone switching around on my screen. Carl, are you there? Carl White. Okay. Is there anybody else that I missed? Because I don't like to.
You missed me.
I missed you. I said AJ. AJ, how was your season, AJ?
It was actually good. I had fun.
Yeah, what did you do this year?
I did disabilities, shop of the year with disability kids.
That's awesome. Did you have a good time?
Yeah, I did.
Fantastic, fantastic. Did you do anything for the firehouse?
Nope.
But still,
this year I am though.
Gotcha. You know, just look at your Santa picture, man. That's amazing. I'm so proud of you that, you know, it all starts. And what's really neat is if you look, guys, hear that right? Okay, if you look at everybody when they're talking, not a single person, not a single one of you did not smile or did not kind of shy away. This is one neat thing about being the admin and founder of a group like this, because you're answering simple questions, but you're not talking the questions. You're not talking with your mouth when you answer them. I can see in the eyes of each and every one of you, your heart, and I still have goosebumps, you know, It's just, you can tell that each and every one of you loves what you do. There is one Santa I forgot to ask, though. I forgot to ask how his season was. Ty, how are you doing, my friend? How was your season? I just saw you. What'd you do this year?
I really didn't have too much. I did a little bit.
He had one event.
Yeah.
His first one.
Awesome. For those you don't know, Ty is a Santa in training. He had the best outfit too. At a wait, where were we when I just read it to you guys not too long ago? He has the best Santa in training outfit. It looks like a bulletproof vest. It's just amazing, and I'm just so proud of you, Ty. I can't wait to, see what you're going to do and bring and give to this community, dude. So, matter of fact, we're all proud of you, and never hesitate to reach out to any of us if we can help in any way.
Yeah.
Okay. So
He'll be a fourth generation Santa in our family.
that is beyond awesome. And again, it's that heart, it's that love, it's the ability to want to give and give back. I'm going to share my screen a second here because speaking of giving back, let's see if I can do it. Here. Can anybody see my screen?
No.
I deal with Teams all day, so I'm trying to get used to the Zoom. So bear with me a second. Okay, can everyone see my screen now?
Yep.
Yes.
Does it look like a gold belt buckle?
Yes,
Yep.
indeed.
Then I did it right. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of people know one of my best friends in the world is Spangle the Clown, who runs stuffforsanta.com. He, I always bug him before my shows because I'm excited that he supports the community. He actually gave me a special for tonight. This buckle fits a 4-inch belt, and it normally sells for $50 plus $10.
Oh, mercy.
So tonight for our group,
What's up, Nicky boy? How you doing, dude?
hold on a second there. So tonight, Spangle's offering this buckle for $35, free shipping for our members. Holds up to a 4-inch belt. All you need to do is message him, say you heard it on Santa's Magical Fellowship group, and you'll get this buckle for $35 with free shipping. And it is a heavy, heavy buckle. It's beautiful and it's comfortable. So that is from Spangle. And you're going to be excited, when it comes, because you're going to get that sentimental feeling when you hear the doorbell ring and it's your belt being delivered. So that is absolutely amazing. So excited that you're here. So let me stop sharing my screen here. So fantastic. This is the part where I want to just spend a couple minutes and see what you want to do this year, guys. What do you want to see? What do you want to hear from? What do you want to do? What do you want to delve into? I have everybody that we could address any subject you like. I know a lot of people have asked, a tremendous amount of people, and I never thought it would go over this well, is asking for Whose Line Is It Anyway, North Pole Edition. So I'll probably bring that back. That's always fun. Anyone that's ever contributed to that, I'll bring that back. Lewis, I saw you had your hand up.
How about we discuss hold on. It's on the tip of my tongue. Say like the history of Santa Claus in general.
Okay.
Say like the modern Santa Claus as we know it.
Okay. That's a very good subject. There is, to know and understand that relationship. So that is fantastic. So I got that in my list. Anything else anyone would like to see this year? Anything that you want to learn?
Someone's coming in.
I see Bob Kuiper is coming in. It's fantastic. So we'll be doing
I have a thought, and actually, Lewis, I think that was a great suggestion, and especially for counterpoint, the traditional Santa versus the new modern Santa. I think it'd be interesting to get the take, because I have a few clients that are Santas, and some of them are trying to work their way into kind of the modern GQ look and find clients that might find that interesting. I've had a lot of interesting conversations with a couple of the gents.
Shh, I'm on a Santa call.
What?
Look.
I like that. I'm on a Santa Claus.
Yeah.
That's like I'm Batman. But
Derek?
I think it'd be interesting to get perspectives from people as far as how they feel about some of the new Santas that are being portrayed on from Hollywood.
Like Kurt Russell.
Yeah, Kurt Russell to I don't know who's the guy who does the insurance commercials.
The one who's just in Red One.
Red Santa.
Yeah.
J.K. Simmons.
Yeah. I think it'd be interesting to have a discussion around that.
That would be nice, but that's not what I meant.
Oh, okay. Well, help me out.
I'm talking about the modern day American Santa. Starting with Clement Clark Moore and Thomas Nast.
So the quintessential history of the American Santa.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Come again,
Derek, I
Mel?
like your idea. This past season I had a client that actually gave me a suit that was the Chronicles suit look, and I was amazed of the acceptance and the way that they interacted with that. It was amazing.
The Kurt Russell suit?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Did it come with the hat?
It looked.
Yes.
He looked amazing. And just
Thank you, Mel.
the look that I could never pull off. But man, you pulled it off. Signed, sealed, delivered. You had your Goldie Hawn, Miss Kathy with you. It was great. So
yeah.
But
the next big Santa is Arnold.
Arnold? Is he? Oh yeah, he's doing a movie, isn't he?
Oh yeah.
Schwarzenegger?
Arnold Schwarzenegger is going to be Santa. It looks great, really.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
And know what he does when he's going back to the fireplace? You know what he says?
What?
I'll be back.
And don't be naughty.
To see that, it's neat to see how as Santas. I don't think I have any Mrs. Clauses on here tonight. Wow, that's weird. It's just guys, except for me. It's neat to see how our Santa's portrayed. It's neat to see what heart and what love we bring into our character presentation, whether it be embodying this Chronicle suit, whether it be embodying the Nast Santa, whether it be embodying the J.K. Simmons Red One. It's our heart that guides us through it, and I think that's what's important. And I stress that all the time. I haven't really changed my look in 35 years, and it's weird that I've been a Santa for 35 years and I'm only 51. So I don't ever want to do that math again. It hurts. But it's just neat to see that each and every one of you brings so much to your persona of being the man in red or green or whatever you're wearing, and reaching out with your heart and making the life differences for these kids. So I'm blessed to know each and every one of you. Now, real quick, I know Bob Kiefer joined us later, Bob. Hey, Bob, I was just having everyone introduce himself and let me know how your season went.
Hey, guys. Yeah, thank you. I'm sorry for crashing everything and coming in here late, and I hope I'm not throwing anything off. I just so wanted to be a part of this. I've so wanted to be a part of everything with you guys, and I just I got sidetracked, but here I am. So it's an honor to be here. I'm very new to this whole to all of this. I've been a cosplayer for my whole life, and kind of being Santa is something that is new to me, but it's a natural fit. I love it. This last season was my first kind of experience being Santa. And I have to say, it was the most rewarding thing I think I've ever done in my life. And I feel great to be a part of this community. You know, it's just been uplifting. It's had its ups and downs, but you know, I love learning from you guys. It's just, there's so much knowledge and there's so much I need to learn. But I also love kind of bringing my costuming and cosplay experience to it as well. And hopefully I can be a resource for people too, because that's what I always like to be. I think we could all help uplift each other and get, you know, do this kind of amazing thing that we're doing. So anyway, that's it. I've rambled on probably too much, but thank you so much.
That's beautiful. Where are you located at, Bob?
I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina. Yep, we've been in Charlotte. I've been in Charlotte for almost 12 years now, and it's been a great experience, and it's a great central location. So yeah, it's been awesome.
We are blessed that you're here. And what's really good, Bob, first and foremost, this is a fellowship group. We've made lifelong friends. We've shared ideas. We've learned from everybody. And I believe that from a new Santa to a Santa that's been doing it for 50 plus years, you can learn something from everybody.
No doubt.
And your cosplay background, that's amazing. You know, we're glad you're here. Please never hesitate to reach out on the page. If there's someone you want to connect with, or you wanted to share an idea or something that you just, please feel free. I tell everybody all the time, I may be the founder of the group, folks, but it's not my page. I am just the monkey pushing the buttons on the keyboard.
Yeah,
it is
no,
you know,
it's been an extremely welcoming community. I've met so many amazing people. You're one of them. And it's just been a fantastic experience for me, and I love it. I that fellowship is just such a perfect word for what it is. It's like, you know, everybody kind of just getting together and kind of sharing their experiences and sharing their knowledge. I love that. You know, it's what I love about being creative and kind of getting out there and helping folks. So
blessed that you're here. We're a little over 1,800 members now. So
that's awesome.
Definitely glad. You know, this is our first series of Thursday nights. We'll run till October 30th. And then we'll start back again in March the following year. But cool. Please, we're definitely glad you're here. And
thank you.
I'm going to do something a little odd this week. I'm going to end it actually a few minutes early because we have polar opposites starting. But there's a couple things.
There you go. It looks like Bob killed Krampus and mounted him in the background there.
That's actually, that's a couple of builds that I was actually working on.
Pretty cool. I just saw that. I had to make it bigger. Great. So, JMAC is here. Hi, Jay. What's up, John?
Hey.
Hey, real quick before I turn it over to you guys, can you tell us your Santa season?
Good. I was busier than I probably can handle most of the time. So I won't complain, considering I still have a day job. So I was considerably busy on top of that.
That's fantastic. How long have you been a Santa, JMAC?
7 years.
Very cool.
So this was just season 7 I just finished.
Now, where are you located once again?
So I'm actually based I live in Lakeland, Florida. So it's the winter spring training home of the Detroit Tigers for the last 80 plus years. Fantastic. And it's in between Tampa and Orlando, pretty much strategically located to the center of the state, really.
We have a lot of Florida Santas. Y'all realize that? Michigan, come on. We have a lot of Florida Santas this year. So, well, that's exciting. That is exciting. We're so blessed that you're joining us, and we're excited for your polar opposite show. I do want to say just a couple of things. Number one, Ted Flynn got the trivia question tonight. When I said you'll get a sentimental feeling when you hear the doorbell ring, that was a line from Brenda Lee's Rocking Around the Christmas Tree. Your name will go on a drawing for a scholarship for either School of Santas or North Pole Cornerstones. So great job, Ted. Fantastic. And there's something I really want to say to each and every one of you. And those who are new to us have never heard me say it. Those who have been here for every meeting and sporadically, you've heard me say it. But I always like to look each and every one of you in the eyes. And I want you to remember that you are the keepers of Christmas magic. What you do matters. I want you all to take a moment when you get off this call after Jamie and JMAC, look in the mirror, because you're staring right back at Christmas magic. You're the keepers of that magic, and you're the light of the season. And I'm so proud of each and every one of you. So I'm going to turn it over to JMAC and Jamie. But until I see you next Thursday, may visions of sugar plums dance in your heads. I'm very proud of each and every one of you. I love you all. And please stay tuned for Polar Opposites. It's going to be exciting. Thank you. I love you lots. Let's see here. I'm going to give control to JMAC here. Really do OBS, but you know, I'm old school and I don't really do that. There it goes. There you go. It's all yours, JMac.
All right, beautiful.
In the background, guys. Thank you all for joining us. We'll see you next week at 7:00 p.m. Eastern Time.
Thanks, Santa Mel.
Yeah, thanks, Mel.
Thanks, Mel.
Thank you. Y'all take care.
It's great to see some familiar faces in here. Bob, your work is with the helmet and the antlers is incredible.
Oh, thanks.
You're doing fine stuff there. Some creativity for sure.
I like to keep that magic going year round.
Well, it looks incredible.
Yeah, thank you. It's been a fun build.
You must have a rather large 3D printer going in there.
I do actually. This right there behind me is my big one that does the armor and the helmets. So yeah, it is a beast.
That's a whole nother realm that I'm not sure I'm ready to jump into.
It's a rabbit hole. It is a rabbit hole for sure that I have fallen down.
There's plenty of rabbit holes, and I can thank Derek for turning me onto a lot of rabbit holes. Just try Midjourney.
Oh yeah, Midjourney for sure. Yeah.
Well,
I use that. Yep.
I appreciate everybody joining us. We'll get started early, but obviously, you know, she asked us to introduce ourselves a little bit. I am Santa JMac. I'm based out of Florida. I'm considered, I guess, a little more city than Santa Jamie, but we call ourselves the polar opposites since he's the country guy. Jamie, why don't you give him your background? Obviously, where you're from.
I'm from a little bitty town in Alabama called Gewen. It's about 1,800 to 2,200 people that's here. I've been doing Santa for 6 years, and it's been one amazing journey. But I met Santa JMac. Odd thing was, we entered a beard competition in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and they had a Santa division. And listen, John come up to me and he told me right up front, he said, "I'm famous. I know people." I said, "What do you mean?" He did. He told me, he said, "I know people." I said, "All right, man, tell me." He said, "I could take you to Luke Bryant's house." I said, "Say what?" He said, "Yeah." So he took me there, knocked on the door. He said, "J-Mac, how you doing, buddy?" I was like, wow, I can't believe he's there. And then all of a sudden I said, "But you know, anybody can pick up Luke Bryan around here. Come on." He said, "I tell you what, I'll change the whole scenario on you. I'll take you to see Taylor Swift." I said, "I'm not a Swiftie." He said, "I am 100%. He showed me a shirt. So we went over to Taylor Swift's place, and sure enough, "Come on in, J-Mac." And we were sitting there, and man, we had a great time. And I told him, I said, "You can luck up with this, J-Mac." Then I said, "Show me somebody impressive." So he did. Took me to see the Pope. He did. He took me to see the Pope. And so it was real crowded. So J-Mac told me, he said, "Give me a second here. I am going to run up there real quick and talk to the Pope. I'll come out on the balcony and I'll holler at you." Well, it wasn't just a few minutes later, J-Mac was waking me up. I had passed out. And he said, "You all right, Brother Dozier?" And I said, "I sure am." I said, "I was doing good to that guy over there." I said, "Who's that on the balcony with J-Mac?" Then I knew he was famous.
So quite a tall tale there, my friend. But he ain't kidding about how it started. So we met at the inaugural Smoky Mountain Beer Festival and they haven't had another one since. They couldn't handle us another year, right, Jamie?
Yeah, that's right.
So, this is how it really played out. We show up at the beard festival. I didn't know a thing about a beard festival, about a beard competition. Neither did Jamie. But he was staying close enough that he had it all figured out. As soon as he saw what some of the other Santas were doing or wearing, he all of a sudden disappeared. I'm like, where did Jamie go to? A short while but later, he shows up, totally dolled up, got himself all done up, changed his clothes, got all his little props with him, and I was doomed from the start. He had it all. He had quite the show going on with his extendable candy cane and a bunch of other stuff. But then you finished what? Second place, Jamie?
Second place. I finished
Yeah.
second out of what was it, 15
So
of us.
really, he's the famous one out of the bunch. But we said, oh, we need to, after we had met and we really hit it off that weekend. And we said, man, we ever find a chance to work together, we need to find something to do together. And lo and behold, this popped up. And I can say that I've been to Goon because I went there for a workshop. Jamie invited me up there where the Alabama Santas were doing it. I guess I should say Cotton State Santas, right?
Yep, Cotton State.
But it was fantastic, and Jamie's a solid guy. So when this came up, I said, Jamie, I'm just going to volunteer us. I said, I got something. Would you be interested? He said, sure. And little did he know what I walked him into.
No,
So
I
here we
didn't.
are. So we spent time trying to figure out a name, what we're going to do, point, counterpoint. We don't know what we're doing, but we're going to run with this. But I appreciate everybody jumping on to listen to our nonsense. But like you said, we've been to Santa's probably about the same amount of time, but he's from the country. I'm from the city. So we're a little bit country, a little bit rock and roll. We're just like, what was that? Donnie and Marie. That's us.
I'm Donnie.
Well, that's because I'm the better looking. I got to be Marie.
You got me. You got me on that one.
So tonight we picked a rather hot topic to have some hot takes on and maybe some cool perspectives. And we'll even open it up to the group, to the chat box. So the only thing I would ask anybody who's putting anything in the chat, where let's keep it, the only ground rules are let's be kind, right? I think Santa Mel was talking about it a little bit. It's just, keep the Santa heart and be kind if you got anything to say or your perspective, your opinion. We all may not agree, but we're going to offer some different perspectives, and then we'll hopefully at the end we'll all kind of come back together. But that's a little bit about who we are. Did I miss anything, Jamie, other than I'm the better looking of the two of us?
Yeah, I agree. You are the better looking one of the two. But can we take a moment for our sponsor?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, man. Let me tell y'all something. See this? See JMAC? That's why we're polar opposites. But in the process, I have invented something called beard in a can, and it is awesome. You spray it on. First of all, it's not recommended for your hair. And our sponsor will talk right now. Well, are you hard to grow a beard? Or are you one of those guys that just can't fill it out? Well, maybe your job can't allow you to do it. Beard in a can, not recommended for your head.
And poof.
So we're really excited about our sponsor tonight, Beard in a Can. And I appreciate JMAC so much for allowing them to come on. They did a whole contribution of about 27 cents. So we're set for it.
That should cover our recording costs.
That's right.
So,
I'm gonna blind y'all.
Presto changeo.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk tonight about RBS versus DBS. Who knows what RBS is? Real Bearded Santas, right? Oh, hey, John Beam. How are you, buddy? So, Real Bearded Santas versus Designer Bearded Santas. Now, I see we have any Designer Bearded Santas on here tonight? Lewis?
Santa Brad's on here.
Oh, Santa Mel. Oh, she came back. So, when you really think about the topic of real beards versus designer beards is quite a hot topic in our industry, right? Especially recently.
Yeah, you're
Now,
right.
being a real bearded Santa, I kind of take the perspective, I mean, I guess, Jamie's got his stuff. I should just pull it out there that I have a hot take. I do have a hot take. And that is, man, real bearded Santas, we're the bomb, right? We are the ocean rising on Santa World. So that's been the never ending. Oh, you giving me the no finger, Jamie?
Yeah. Come on, give us all a little bit of break here. Their designer beard Santas look really good.
So
Go ahead.
I'm gonna give you my first point there, Santa Jamie, and that is a real beard is the mark of a true Santa. It's grown through months of dedication, weathered the storms, the snowstorms even, and it's earned its snowy white hue through time, through experience even.
You're
And the
killing it.
kids can feel the history in every strand, and they can feel the real magic of Christmas. That's the authenticity coming out.
Oh, authentic. You're killing me. Look, designer beards let Santa embody the same Christmas spirit without waiting years to grow a beard. I mean, you know how long it took me to get to this? I mean, it's amazing with that. And look, it's a crafted to the look. It's perfectly white. It's really full. The kids don't care how you got it. They just want Santa from their storybooks. And you can get that from a designer beard. Don't care what anybody says. There's a lot of good looking designer beards out there. And look, high quality designer beards ensure the same look every single time. How many times have real bearded Santas go out there and it's this side's puffed up and that side's not? I mean, it kind of it kills me with that. And another good thing is with a real bearded Santa, it's great for branding. It's great to set its point because you can look the same or you can change just your mustache if they want it. But the branding part, you can give that customer a look that they want. If they want a bigger beard, a smaller beard, if they want to change their mustache to go to a curl or thick, designer beards has that over us real bearded Santas. And we should always think about that because,
Are you trying to say that I can't change up my look?
I'm telling you.
I mean, come on. You ever seen this thing when it's really not shaped? And besides looking like a homeless guy, I can curl my mustache.
But look, a designer beard takes as much time to look professional as we do. I mean, it's an artwork. It is a artwork for designer beard Santas with that.
Think about the origin of the beard, though. The debate has always been real beard versus designer beard, but the industry as a whole, Jamie, started with designer beard. Well, it started with illustrations. Thomas Nast drawing Santa with great beards and the red suit and everything. But then when it came to the movies, what happened?
Designer beards.
Yeah.
Designer beards is what takes over the movies. You don't think Tim Allen has that big of a beard. Kurt Russell don't have that. That's part of designer beards. Look at those. That's what children are watching on TV right now. And that's the movies they watch. And that's the look they're looking for. Because listen, some of us real bearded Santas, we may go out there looking like this. So it takes just much time is to get that.
But you still won't have it on your head.
I know I won't have it on my head as much as I try. Now I'll give you that.
But you could wear a wig.
Yep. Hey, look.
Come on, Flo.
Since you're kind of talking like that, it's a lot of it goes to maintenance and cost on designer beards. They cost a lot, but think what we spend on our beards. How many? Everybody raise your hand if you probably got more than $200 worth of product in your bathroom or your sink right now.
Listen, the
Who
Uveni
probably
alone is
has?
expensive.
Yeah, who else in the last year probably has been up to close to 500 dyeing it, doing everything with it? Everybody. Designer beards have that over
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
Yeah, Derek's right. It's up there. But what about the people that can't do it? Should we knock them in the industry because they can't grow a real beard? Or if they can grow it, but their job don't allow it? There's certain things that they can't do. You may be working in a coal mine or a place where you have to have a mask on all the time. There's a lot of things that will not allow you to do that. There's a lot of jobs that makes you want to shave your beard. It's got to be, I mean, what was it? Just recently, the New York Yankees just allowed beards. Think if there was a Santa on there. Facial hair is hard for some jobs. And so it's not a knock on that Santa.
It's hard to
He
grow.
can't grow.
Well, I think that's the other piece to that, Jamie, is that how many Santas are younger now? We have a lot in our industry. There's a lot of younger Santas coming into the fold that, like you said, they're in the professional career, but yet they found a calling to be a Santa. And so there's so much more available to them to look great with a designer beard.
Yes.
I recently,
agree.
last fall, I auditioned for the Florida Lottery commercial. There was a Florida Lottery commercial. They were looking for Santa. And I think I even was on a call once. Ed Taylor said that he had auditioned too. I'm like, oh, great. There's plenty of people auditioning for this. And when you know it, the Santa that when I finally saw the commercial running, it was a designer beard Santa. I said, well, that was a humbling experience. All that work I did on that commercial taping, and then I lost out to a designer bearded Santa. But that's the world we live in now. And I think that people get too caught up in whether you're real beard or designer beard.
Yeah.
We'll get to the end of this. I mean, part of our synopsis, our conclusion is the fact that it goes back to the heart of Santa. But when you look at the origin of the beards, it really didn't come on till what, the 70s and 80s, when you started seeing more real bearded Santas. And the movies even went away from some of the, designer beards, only to have it come back now that designer beards have gotten better. And I did, you mentioned, I can't think of his name now, Christmas Chronicles guy.
Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell, he grew his beard out, but I also read that they actually went back in and they added a bunch of extensions and to boost it up because it wasn't what they wanted in the grand scheme of things. So, I'm sorry, you got your light going. You calling me out there, Jamie?
Wait a minute, I didn't know you can get beard extensions. What?
So you long challenge guys can get something done about that, right?
Wow.
I don't even want to know what beard extensions would cost because I know hair extensions are pretty pricey.
They're actually not super expensive.
Oh, really?
If you look up wefts on Amazon, WEFTS, you can buy a pack of like 20 of them for fairly inexpensive, and they can clip in. Like if you do have to have a little bit of growth, so that you can put them in there, and you just kind of clip them in here and then trim them to fit around and tease them up. I haven't tried it. I'm trying to get mine naturally to grow, but it's a thing. That's what they used on Kurt Russell was wefts.
Well, I'm going to guess, Bob, since you do a lot of cosplay stuff, I'm going to guess that that's in the cosplay world that those have sort of evolved.
It is. I honestly, and I don't want to hijack or anything, but I started doing this a couple of years ago when I kind of was dipping my toe into portraying Santa with designer beards, and like you guys have said, they become very inexpensive but good. And you can, and you can kind of find them and get them, but the whole application process and how you look in one is super dependent on how much time you put into it. It requires a lot of work. It's not just sticking that thing on your face. It's then taking, the little yak hair pieces and also putting it in so that you blend it at the edges and you don't see the lace and all of that stuff. But yeah, there's some good stuff.
Then I have to send
It's a
them
lot
all
of
to Tom Sharon to get cleaned.
Yeah.
Yep. That's a whole other.
Derek, you got something?
I think the whole conversation about extensions it should be a reality check, and I'll tell you why. I've been bleaching my hair and my beard for 14 years now. I am highly sensitive to chemicals. I don't know if it was the 60s or the 70s that did me in, but but I had an anaphylactic reaction and almost a deadly one years ago. And it's taken me 6 years to find a colorist that I can work with. And at one point, I got burned pretty bad. I lost a lot of hair. And the new colorist that I went to did a lot of testing on me and everything. And she suggested extensions. So wow. I'm actually glad that came up in this conversation, because there's a couple things that you need to know about extensions. Number one, they are not the color of your hair. So you have to go through a bleaching process to match your hair and your extensions. Now, the extensions that she was talking about cost me about $575.
Yeah.
Now, that was probably about 4.5 years ago. But honestly, for gents that are growing their beards and may be sparse on the sides, like I am, it's a great concept to investigate.
Very
versus, and I know Lee Andrews, to fill out his beard. He was taking hair pieces and he glues them in to fill out the sides of his beard. And as we get older, our level of testosterone drops, as you know, and our beard production slows down, as well as some other types of production. But, you have to look for alternatives. I will say one thing when it comes to applying for commercials and everything else like that, you can be the best looking Santa there on your call. But the creative director's mind, you have to get into the creative director's mind, because they're the one who makes that final choice. You have to be their Santa Claus. I've auditioned for a number of commercials, and because I auditioned for my first commercial and I got it, I thought to myself, well, okay, pat on the back and this is going to be a breeze. No, it's not.
No.
But, one last thing. Prior to the Santa that rides in the Macy's sleigh each and year, that was a design and beard Santa. Disney, the Disney that rides in the carousel, is he's a designer bearded Santa. Disney was very specific on what their Santa is going to look like, especially in the parades. And there are Santas that wear the designed beards, and I look at them and I go, oh, that's what I dream to look like.
Right? Jealous.
Yeah. I think they look amazing. They look amazing. I mean, because everything that we have to go through, I spend close to $4,800 a year. $4,800 a year on bleaching hair, treatments, pills to keep me from going into shock.
Yeah.
And believe me, I at one time thought, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going to kill myself. I mean, I don't know what I'm going to be like when I'm 75, and if you pay attention to any of the news reports, there are people starting to sue cosmetologists because of the effects, the after effects that they have on some of these treatments. I've thought about that, and when I was going into shock all the time, and I mean, it's nasty. It's not a thing to mess around with. I thought about shaving everything and getting a designer beard.
Derek, were you just putting yourself through that and just dealing with it for years and years? I mean, or did it just happen once and then you sought out alternatives?
That's a great question. The first time I ever did any bleaching, fabulous, no issues. Then I went to South Carolina to do my first professional gig as Santa, and I needed a touch up. And they said, well, you can go to this dresser here. She's in the mall. She'll take care of you. And I went in after my shift, and this was 9 o'clock. And she started applying bleach to my scalp. And within minutes, I told her, I said, you got to get this out. She goes, no, we're not done. We're not done. And I said, I am burning. The next thing she does is she puts down her brush. She goes over to the telephone and she starts calling somebody to figure out how to fix this. And at this point, I'm screaming in the chair. And she came over. I said, you got to shampoo my head now. And then she put hot water on my head. It's the worst thing you do. When I get my hair done and my beard done, now it's freezing ice water that goes on my scalp, on my face. I had a woman who used to pour milk over my head. Yeah.
Wow.
She'd pour milk over my head and into my face to reduce the amount of swelling. I mean, I react so badly that my bottom lip swells up twice its size. I have tremendous amount of neuro effect. My hands itch and I rub them so much my skin starts coming off. And my arms get red, my chest gets red. And that's signs of anaphylactic shock. And I didn't know that for a while. And I take Benadryl for every treatment. I pray to God that he keeps me awake while I get back in the car and drive home.
Yeah.
I'm beginning to think, Derek, that Jamie hired you in to put us to douse my counterpoint on real beards here on the maintenance section.
Listen, I'm a full believer in I don't care about your portrayal of Santa Claus.
Right.
However you do it. What matters to me is that you're a heartbreaker, you're a memory maker, and anything else, I leave that up to personal choice. But I know for myself, I turned somebody on to one of the people that I worked with, and he ended up in the hospital. And I felt badly about it because myself and another Santa recommended the same person, and I couldn't go back to her.
Well, I tell you, the maintenance thing can be a challenge because if it's not done right, I had nice luscious locks until right after this season. I had to cut them off because I had damage in the back of my hair that it just had a big section that kind of had broken off. So
that's why designer beards, it's high reward for certain ones that can't grow them, or like Derek that had some beard issues right there. And you look, you could swap it out, you could style it, you can clean it in minutes. Look, I get home and I'll have crumbs in mine sometimes. When you clean your beard,
there's always food in it.
Designer beard, it's much easier. And we're doing year-round grooming. I hate to say I'm blessed. This is my color all the time. And so I don't have to do any dyeing and stuff like that. And so I'm blessed with that. But, it made me lose that up there. from it. That's from too many perms back in the 80s right there.
Many
But
perms.
while real beards do require year-round grooming and a commitment, and designer beards allow a little more flexibility and a little less daily upkeep than us designer beards or real beards have to have.
Anybody else have anything else on maintenance? Any other perspectives? Yeah, go ahead, Lewis.
Concerning designer beards, hurts per se. Hey. I for one, find designer beards to be not cheap.
No.
No.
If you're going to spend some money, you can certainly spend it. That's for sure. Just go to ZM Hair's website. You'll get a quick idea of what a designer beard might cost you.
But that is part of it. To get a really realistic beard, a designer set can be expensive. Finding a top tier beard, and for me, a wig maker is crucial. So a lot of people don't realize that a designer beard can have over 10,000 yak hairs in it. And that ain't including the ones they put on the side. I counted mine the other day. I only got 7,243 on 42 on mine right now.
And you've lost a couple already.
Yeah, and I just did while I was sitting here talking right there. But but they fight the same thing we do. Designer beards, just think about it. Warmer climates, it's just as hot inside that designer beard as what we fight with it. You got to come up with cooling methods with that. And it's very acidic. Humid, us Southern Santas in this humidity, we may look like this now, and after the event, it's just like crazy. So they have a little bit better opportunity with that than we do, but they do have to deal with the heat.
And I would guess the adhesive has got to be a challenge in humidity as well.
It is. They got the spirit gum that's really good, and they got adhesive tapes and stuff, but the ones that do it properly really know their art form, and it is a art form to be able to take that beard to what they do. And if just look at JMAC's beard right there. Santa JMAC, that's an art to get it to that. Designer beards has to do the same thing. They lucky they make him do it off to the side, but it's still a special art to get that look.
It's called Tresemme number 4 and a splash of got to be glued.
Yeah, got to be glued. There you go.
Well, I found a nice white beard that is not too long of a beard, and not too expensive either.
Yeah,
that is attached to elastic.
Yeah,
that's actually another question I have. Like the elastic method of like attaching beards. A designer beard.
It's good quality too.
Do you still do you still use an adhesive with those elastic ones? I assume you do. I don't even know. But I feel like that would be faster, easier to kind of put on.
I just want the hooks.
Me too. If I'm going to do it.
With the glasses attached.
Yeah.
I also bought a wig as well.
Nose.
Two of them.
Some of the designer beard Santas, that does use the elastic, they will use some of the adhesive a little bit and some of the tape, because the main reason they want the same situation when the child comes up to you and says, "Are you the real Santa? Let me pull your beard." Well, a good designer beard with the proper adhesive and stuff, you can jerk on that beard and it's going to stay there. You still win them children over with that. And that's important. To me, it's one of the most important things, because when you're sitting out there, and that's how the children test you, see if you're the real Santa, you can do it in a designer beard. It'll pull your face on it. There's some designer beard Santas out there that say that. same thing right there. You could pull it. It pulls your cheek down.
That's why I need to buy some tape. To adhere the beard to my face.
Yes. Good job. Good job, Lou.
So how many of you out there, because I've had this happen several times, where a young child will come up to me and go, "Your beard's not real. It can't be real. It looks too good."
Right.
And I'm like, "Well, go ahead, pull it." Well, I don't do that anymore.
Because it hurts, or they get a little bit of hairspray. I always just say, "Oh, yeah, it's a little stiff because of the ice in the sleigh," you know. But I get more parents to go, "Are you wearing a net on that thing?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "No net, just hair net."
I have more adults that want to touch it than
Aqua net,
kids.
yeah.
100%.
Yeah, if they ask you if it's a net, I'm like, "Aqua net."
But with designer beards, they have that same thing. You know, a good designer beard setup. The parents, you'll fool the parents, you'll fool the children, and you're not trying to trick them. Don't get me the wrong way there. But if that's how they test you to see if you're the real Santa, let them pull it.
They're
You
going to
know,
be
I
fooled.
bet you there's a many designer beard Santas that'll say, pull it right there. Check it out with that. You know, because that's what the kids like to do. That should be our next counterpoint. JMAC, Santa
Yeah.
JMAC. Get into what the kids think
Kids,
about.
oh, go ahead, Lewis. You have a question?
A follow up with a good quality beard. How about a good quality suit?
Well, that's for another week.
Oh,
That's next
okay.
week. That's next week episode. Kind of like this one right here.
2 weeks from tonight. Yeah.
That's the biggest rabbit hole of them all, guys.
Yeah, the title of that show in a couple of weeks is about peacocking.
Peacocking? The NBC Peacock.
Yeah, so
In living color.
that could be an interesting show. But we wanted to start out with the beards. I mean, when you think of how the real beards have evolved, it became the thing where we had, what was it, Forbes and iBurbs. They all started coming on the scene. I had something written down here, the Amalgamated Order of Real Bearded Santas. Does anybody recall that group? Aorbs.
Heard of it.
I think that was Forbes.
And
off of that.
Forbes came off of that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you think about, and there's even, you know, when it comes to the beard, there's even the international registry for your beard.
Yes.
You know, everybody could go all in on getting your beard registered. Be, you know, one of whatever. I think I'm 147. I mean, obviously, if I'm going to grow one, I might as well register it. You know, and get insurance on it. Should something happen, I want to make sure I'm covered. You know, that one kid that pulls it might pull a clump out. Man, and that would hurt like a. I just can't even imagine. That would hurt like a son of a gun if somebody pulled a clump out.
Well, I got a story on that, J-Back.
Oh.
I was using my cordless drill.
Hold on. It's not going to involve Taylor Swift, is it?
No. You done won me over with her taking me to her house right there. You know. Now, I was using the cordless drill the other day, and I bent down, and I took a chunk out from right here. And it caught it, and it was just like that. So I can see now. I tuck it in when I get ready to drum my drill, right there. But you know, J-Mac, real quick on the kids. You know, what's your thought right there? Because
well, I know we had put that like in our notes. I mean, I see here we said kids love a real beard, the magic that makes their eyes light up. But really, is that what lights their eyes up?
You know, kids does want to dazzle, but a designer beard can be tailored to that. You know, look, they can get extra fluffy. You could be extra festive with it. You could put glitter in it. Well, I guess we could put glitter in ours too, but you know, they can change to whatever occasion. You know, if they wanted a beard the size of Derek's, and if they have that, they can change for that. I can't grow it no further. This is it for me. You know,
and I'm already fluffy according to my wife, so.
Yes. But it's the wow factor. And a designer beard can give just as much wow factor as a real beard can, because this isn't some of the 1980 mall Santa Fieldings there, but this ain't the 1980 mall Santa's designer beards that's out there. This is way different. Movies and stuff like that has brought this to a whole new horizon for these designer beard Santas, and it's amazing when you get to talk to them about it.
Nope, I totally agree with you. And you're bringing me over to your side because there's something to be said about taking it off and putting it on the mannequin and going to
Yes.
eat dinner and not have to use a lid on my cup so I don't turn my mustache brown, or if I'm enjoying a cup of coffee.
Or going in a chlorine pool during the summer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk about how the sandwich eating experience.
Yeah. I miss chicken wings in the restaurant.
Yeah. Tacos.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
there you go.
Nothing like getting that cheese drops in there, and then I'm like, I can't get it out.
The worst.
And
There's
my
always
wife
food
is
in it.
great at letting me know.
Barbecue ribs.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. Spaghetti.
Oh.
All right,
these guys.
And then,
let's all go out to dinner.
Great
you got to
beard.
run and you got to go and wash it out right away because you don't want the sauce to dye your beard red.
Yeah.
Designer beard, you can change out your mustache. Take it off, put it back on, change it out. You can have all that you want right there with it. But the cool thing about designer beards that I respect is they can fully craft their Santa image to what they want. We have to adjust it as real beards to what we can grow.
Yeah.
Okay. So a designer beard can do it to their craft, to what they imagine in their mindset, what they want to be. With me, this is pretty much it for me. I could do some other little things, but wow, just think of the designer beard scenario that they can do with it. I think it's a fascinating, and I think when you see some of the other groups changing around with that, but I think it's time for our community to show some respect for designer beards and quit knocking them as hard as we do. Because my opinion, and I've did a good bit of research here lately on designer beards. I've always respected them, but I respect them even more now. I think the community needs to realize that there's a calling for them, and they can do it.
Hang with us, John. We're almost there, buddy. You're gonna make me yawn. Oh.
Regarding the designer beard, where Jamie was saying about you could craft it to what you need it to look like. Yeah, basically the client has a beard a look that they're looking for. The designer beard, you have that a little more leeway to get that look that they're looking for.
Good point. Thank you, sir.
I see in the chat, Jamie, that Santa Ted says that he is a KCBS barbecue judge, and it's a problem.
Oh, I bet that is. That would be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think what's interesting, that Taylor shared a story once of a commercial that he was trying to procure, and the directors of the commercial asked him to cut his beard, shorten his beard. And basically what he ended up doing was tucking it back under and using hairspray to put it short rather than having to trim his beard. Because, Ed's got that big, fluffy, massive beard. And I don't know if I would have cut my beard just to get a commercial.
Yeah. I can sympathize with that because at my job in my retail world, my boss was always like, how long are you going to let that thing grow? And then I kept pushing it up under every time we get on a conference call on a Monday, I'm pushing it up underneath and putting clips in there. And so on the camera, it would look like it was a little shorter. And then one day I just got tired of it. And he goes, man, that thing's looking like a fire hazard. And I said, well, good thing I don't smoke.
Well, there's an easy trick. You just
yeah, yeah.
tuck it in and it's all groomed.
That's right. Every call, I got it tucked in there. And I've had to switch. That's the other thing. I've had to switch all my shirts out to button down, all my Santa shirts, because trying to get in my head in one of those the pullover type with my beard like all fixed, man, it tears up my beard every time. So there's the struggle. So the struggle of the real beard is a little different than the struggle. Designer beard, I just put it on afterwards, right?
Yeah.
So when you think about it, I mean, and we're on the home stretch, I'm going to guess. The fact is, look, there's a lot to be said about designer beards and real beards. They've come a long way, and there's a lot of hassle with the real beard. There ain't no lie about it.
Yep.
From the chemicals you got to use to, just the maintenance alone. The kid appeal doesn't change. It's how you light their eyes up is really where the difference lies. And when we're going to light their eyes up, where does that come from? Where does that magic come from? Right, Santa Jamie, from the heart.
Right from the heart.
Yeah, and I would agree with my friend there that the real craft of Santa comes from the heart. What's the old saying? Santa doesn't come in through the chimney. He really comes in through the heart.
Yep.
And I
Charles W.
probably
Howard.
butchered it, but yeah, you get the idea. At the same time, I had made some notes. There is room for everybody under this tent that we call the Christmas performer community. There's been a lot going on, a lot of noise for a while about secluding people. And honestly, yeah, as much as I'm a real bearded Santa and I love my beard and it's a lot of maintenance. It's a lot of work sometimes. And it doesn't matter if it was long, short. It's really about how do you get that child's eyes to light up, and that comes from, like we said, the heart. Um, and we could kind of spend some time on that, where the Christmas spirit, as ambassadors of the Christmas spirit, all of us. Anybody disagree that it comes from the heart?
No.
That's what I thought.
No.
And anybody disagree that real beard Santas and designer beard Santas really should be equals?
Yeah.
I think so. Hey, Lake County Santa has a question.
Yeah.
I do. I more of a comment.
Okay.
There are a couple Santas that I collaborate with for doing virtual work. Okay. And we're starting to incorporate pre-recorded videos as part of our presentations. Okay. One of our guys is two of us are real bearded and one has the theatrical beard. The problems that us guys with real beards is from day to day, we could look a little bit different. But every time our other Santa puts on his beard, he always looks the same. And he doesn't have those issues that we do. We have to be more careful what we kick off in a replay. He never has to worry about it. He always looks the same. So there are some very practical reasons beyond what you'd even think to why they have a leg up. They do.
I would often agree.
I agree.
There is something about that consistency, because I know that for myself, I have to style my beard every single day for work, because I still have that darn day job. But that day job, I'm interacting with the public, with stores, and I have to style my beard as a professional every day. And no 2 days are ever the same. I don't care how much I pick it, how much hairspray I use. It's always hit or miss sometimes. And some days I'm like, oh, just stay like this. It's gorgeous.
Yep.
And then there's other days that I'm like, man, I just want to cut this nonsense off.
To say nothing of the issues, if you're real bearded, but you're not, naturally white, Trionics guy here and been messing with formulas ever since I started, 4 years ago. In the first 2 years, halfway through the season, half my beard's falling out because it's too hot. you know. So, that's a scary thing too. Those guys don't have to worry about it, you know.
No, and I'm actually glad we brought up the whole topic about the extensions. And thanks, Derek, for sharing that information because obviously that's something as an industry, and as cosplay starts to become, I mean, it's massive already. A lot of these things get generated in that industry that are really crossover. I got thinking about it this week when I was listening to a podcast and it was about AI and where AI is going, and really where we're at already. But think about what does the future look like for Santas? Maybe there'll be a whole lot more designer beards because look how nice those designer beards have gotten already. And as we bridge the gap between more senior Santas and there's starting to be more younger Santas, now there's an opportunity for them to come into the business because we all know we need more Santas. There's always more work than we can actually all do. So there's an opportunity for younger guys who maybe can't grow it or get it too sparse, that there's an opportunity for them to look dynamic and still come into the business and come into the industry. And we got to be there to support them, whether you're a designer beard or a real bearded Santa. I think there's room for everybody under this tent. And it doesn't mean and a lot of people get hung up on the real beard. And I'm telling you, I've seen a lot of ugly beards.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And it doesn't make you any better than anybody else. So,
For sure.
and it still all
Genetics-
goes back to the heart. Yeah.
Genetics plays an awful big part in it,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And not everyone is blessed with, they can shave in February and by April they've got a full beard already,
Yeah.
We're not all like that.
No.
My beard doesn't grow as fast as my hair. My hair grows almost 3/4 of an inch a month.
Wow.
Man, I wish.
I have to go get my roots done I just came from the hairstylist earlier, so I had my roots done today.
And you're right, we got to keep up with
every 4
trends and
weeks.
technologies and leverage all that. I'm a second generation Santa Claus. The first time my dad went as Santa, it was cotton balls in a big mass on his face because he hadn't gone to Sears yet to get, for the church to buy his outfit so that he could do it, and he pulled it off.
Awesome.
But look where we are now, right?
I love second generation Santa stories.
You can't go back. What's that?
Yeah. I love second generation Santa stories. Those are the best. Like yeah, so awesome to hear.
Yep.
I like it too. That's amazing. That.
I don't have a second generation story, but I do come from Brockton, Massachusetts, where the very first department store Santa was.
That's pretty cool.
It's in my roots.
You mean
Maybe.
James Edgar?
That's awesome.
Go ahead, Lewis.
You mean James Edgar from Brockton, Massachusetts?
Yes.
Well, did you know that the actual first Christmas grotto was in Liverpool?
Oh.
Interesting
in
story.
1870? In the 1870s?
Fantastic.
He's by David Lewis, who was also Jewish.
That's even more interesting.
Yeah. I love me some Holy Land. Anybody that's ever got to meet him, he's a pretty dynamic guy. The Santa from Israel.
Yeah. He's amazing.
He's a fascinating fella. And he's the only one.
Did I interrupt you?
Say what?
Did I interrupt you?
No, you're fine, Lewis.
Oh, okay.
It's an open forum, my friend.
I saw a YouTube video of a Santa Claus who is also Jewish.
Yeah, I think there's a number of them.
Yeah. Northern Lights Academy is.
Yeah, that's what I was fixing to bring up.
Yeah.
So I have a question for you all, because I stumbled across this by accident visiting the Tuesday Night Live show site. and saw this. And it took me the longest time because there was no link included. So is this more of a closed group that I sort of like butted in on, or?
So are you part of the fellowship or the magical fellowship of Santa group?
I am not. I am not.
So did you message me and I sent you the link?
You did.
Okay. Yeah, so if you find the group, it's called Santa's. I'm gonna butcher it. I know every time I go
And,
to look
and
at
you know,
it.
I probably, if it's a Facebook group, I probably have joined it, long time ago, and it's off my radar.
Santa's Magical Fellowship Group, and
And
that's
you're
It's very
Santa Claus
expensive.
group.
It'll cost you nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It will cost
Santa's
you peanuts.
Santa's Magical Fellowship Group,
Yeah.
and the primary focus of that group is what?
Fellowship.
What's that?
Fellowship.
Basically, we get together on Zoom calls and meet. Around the Christmas season, it slows down, but during the year, it's usually once a week on Thursday nights, and we just sit and chat about different topics. It's just a bunch of old guys telling lies to each other.
So normally it's a
I know there's women involved as well.
Sorry, Mel.
Truths and a lie.
We're not old guys. Some of us are old gals too.
Thanks.
So this is actually Santa Mel's group. Santa Mel, raise your say hi to the and so
Hello, guys.
Awesome State Santa. So
I'm Santa.
she can better tell you what this whole group is about. And it's on Thursday nights at 7 Central, right?
No, 7 Eastern, 6 Central. Some odd goofy time in the Pacific. I don't know.
I don't want to say.
Central.
I don't want
6
to
Central. So you guys have been on for almost 2 hours now.
Yeah, it can run anywhere from 2. Our longest one has been 4 hours.
So there's 2 shows really. There's the
I
first
don't
show,
want.
and then the polar opposites. We generally take a topic and have a point counterpoint kind of conversation about certain topics that are controversial in nature sometimes, like designer beards versus real beards. And then so we'll be every other Thursday night at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, 6 Mountain, 6 West Coast.
Also on Thursday night.
Yeah, also on Thursday night.
Yeah, Thursday night.
3 a.m. in Hawaii.
Whoa.
I'm just kidding. I don't know.
We're excited to have them. We have over 1,800 members, approaching 1,900. We've been around since 2021. We've talked before, Bart, but wonderful group, full of networking, making friends, sharing ideas. It's a positive space. We don't tolerate any arguing or meanness unless it's something constructive like this with Jamie and JMAC. It is a wonderful group, and lifelong friendships have been made. Many ideas have been exchanged, and everybody is welcome. If you're a Claus performer, join us Thursday night, but the group is always there. It's not my group. I may have founded it, but it's your group. I'm just, like I said, the monkey that pushes the buttons behind the background, but you are all amazing, and you are Christmas magic. And just hit me up on Facebook for more information, but I'm not going to take any more time away from these guys because I'm enjoying the show. It's nice to sit back and watch. So, but welcome, guys.
Well, we walked into this and we didn't really know if it was just going to be the 2 of us on the screen or if it was going to be everybody. So it's turned into something pretty awesome. We just talk about these things. We didn't really know what to expect, but we knew that we were going to bring this up and kind of talk through these things with our 4 pages of notes and our scripts that we came up with and that we've thrown out the window. I think. We've tried to stick to them, right, Jamie? Yeah. Jamie stuck to it better than me.
But you did bring up about you being famous and going to Taylor Swift's house.
One comment I'd like to make, if that's okay. You touched on a point that I think needs to be addressed in this community, and I think there has been some injustices done to some of the younger Santas who board and wanted to share some of their experiences with us. There were a few that were chastised for it, and who even considered leaving the group, which is a shame because the 2 that I'm thinking about are very creative individuals They brought something new to the group, to the community that the community didn't have. And you touched on the point that we need more Santas. And I think that is a critical issue across the world, actually. I think we have to do a better job, whether or not they're real bearded or whether or not whether they're traditional or real bearded. I think we have to encourage that more openly. And I think we need to set the tone of kind of an onboarding, if you will. Financial institutions do it. I think we need to kind of set the standard for onboarding process where, we can help and mentor and help not just develop, but encourage them to share their own thoughts. Listen, we're not getting any younger. And, I got into a situation earlier today because I was trying to keep another fellow Santa from losing their mind and walking away from the community. And I think we have to be a little more empathetic. And I think we have to take a little bit of a humility pill sometimes and kind of realize that, we're much more than whether we're much more than what the beard is or the hair is or what the suit is. We're so much more than that. And
100%.
it's just so much more important today to be kind to each other and welcome people and foster, I know for myself, and I know for several of you because I know you. I know for all of us what it means to do what we're doing, that we have to have some way to channel that into a younger generation. And whether or not it be women who want to step into the boots, or younger gents, we have to have those avenues have to be open, and we have to have those conversations. So I think you brought up a good point, Jay, that
And honestly, Derek, too, I mean, I'll use Bob as an example. What was it, Bob? Then Lincoln called me, right? He put us in contact together the first time.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Bob was looking as a new Santa, and somebody else taking the time to start putting people together to invite like-minded souls into the organization and into the groups to continue to foster that right perspective as a community. We can't. I mean, and I look at the stuff Bob does now. There's going to be plenty of people that freak out because you think outside the box.
Yeah.
And I can't get my minds off of the helmet.
It's all right. Yeah, but it happens. But yeah, I mean, that's been going on through my entire cosplay and costuming and prop building career. And when you push boundaries or you do things that are new or things that are a little bit different, it's always like it's challenging for people who have done things kind of the same way, and it's kind of hard to open up your mind to those new things. And I don't ever have any like aspirations of coming into a thing and being like, hey man, I'm going to take this over. I want to learn from everybody. And I've learned so much from so many people, all you guys, in such a short period of time. And this is my first one of these calls, and I can guarantee you I'm going to be on so many more of them, if not all of them. Like, it's just the wealth of information and the experience from you guys is amazing. And I want everybody to feel that way.
All right, Jamie, because you hear that? No pressure, Jamie.
Yeah.
You gotta hold us together, brother.
Yeah.
That's right. Come on, you guys, you can do it.
But
I have faith in you.
The overall kind of what we're talking about, real beard Santa, designer beard Santas, we all bring something special to the table. It's the Christmas magic, and the most important is from the heart and the joy that you build from behind that you bring from behind the suit. It's just an amazing thing to do. And it's special. And what Derek was and JMAC was talking about a little bit, our community as Santas has not been very friendly the last year or so. I mean, I'll just say it. Some of us been pretty rough, but some of them got to put their ego to the side and let's join up together and let's teach people. Don't be afraid to share your knowledge. And I learned so much about designer beards in the last few weeks. It's opened my mind up completely. I have a whole new respect for designer beards. Whole new respect. Now, I'm really impressed that we can get extensions. Now that's amazing right there. But it's an impressive thing that our community's doing. And don't let a couple of Santas out there bring you down. Keep it up. If they want to bring you down, just turn it around, and then, sometimes you just got to get them out of, if
Ted, you heading
you're
out?
doing that, you got to get rid of them.
Go ahead, Ted.
There's a couple of points I think need to be made. Number
Yeah.
one, in the beginning, every one of us in this community, our first Santa job, we were horrible.
Yeah.
The new people coming in need to be encouraged and they need to be helped. And if they want to learn how to do the job better, it is up to us to teach them how to do that better and to help them get better.
Absolutely.
Do you want to be a real professional Santa, or do you want to be a seat cushion? And so the conflict that we see today, that's been going on for 20, 30 years, guys.
Right.
I mean, let's be realistic. 10 years ago, there was Santas bad-mouthing other Santas in the Wall Street Journal.
Wow.
That kind of nonsense had to be stopped. So we have to police ourselves. We have to make sure that the Santas that come into our community are worthy of coming in, because it only takes one guy doing something really dumb and it hurts us all.
Yeah.
So we do have to protect ourselves.
No,
Well, I know we're drawing near the end, I think, time wise. I don't want to get us too late. Everybody's probably got thing, but I want to close with this piece, or at least offer this as part of our discussion, is that as a group, we all have a shared mission. And that shared mission is to create a magical, unforgettable moment for children and families, right? And it really starts at the heart. And what truly matters, it's not your beard, it's not your designer beard, but it's your ability to embody kindness, generosity, wonderment, and truly be an ambassador of the season. So I'll only go back to, we started it trying to have some fun and poke fun at ourselves in regards to real beard, designer beard, but it really comes back to a heart of the matter, right? And I'll go back to what Ted said. Bruce, don't bring me down. Come on, I make a 70s music reference and nobody goes.
I got it.
Bruce, don't
got
bring me down. All right, thanks, Jamie.
I'm sorry. I'm still hung up on you and Taylor Swift. So I'm. That's, yeah. But
Go ahead, Lewis. You got your hand up.
Speaking of what you've been discussing as of now, there is a saying: when life puts you down, you choose whether or not to get back up.
Good job, Luke. Good job.
Okay, before you guys close out, I'm guessing, because I'm coming late to the game here, but I'm surmising that you guys are talking about the beard wars that are going on over at Ibers. Am I close?
Well, that's what sparked us to do the first topic. Was
Okay.
there's been a lot of noise about real beards and designer beards and Christmas
Got it.
performers, and we're not going to drag ourselves into that mud, but it does make for a great topic if you want to do a point. If you want to bring up a point counterpoint conversation,
sure,
you could argue both sides of it.
Yeah.
Does it make anyone better than the other? No, but it really comes back to it's a matter of the heart.
I like what you guys were talking about, doing more mentoring and so on and so forth.
Yes.
This is not for me to pat myself on the back, but case in point, We have a Wisconsin Santas group that is a chapter of Vibers, right? And their primary focus is to get together over pizza and shoot the bull. That's pretty much it. So I started a complementary group. I don't even want to say a rival group. And I host a Zoom meeting once a week, and it's primarily for newbies that are trying to come in to try to help to mentor them. And there are some weeks when we only have like 2 or 3 guys. You know, I'm okay with that because like this, it wants to be an open forum and we can sort of, guide them in the right direction. And so that's why all this crap is up here. I don't know how to get rid of it. You know, I don't. So
It was
it's
too
just stuck
small
there.
on my screen for me to read anyway, so I was giving
Yeah.
up on it.
Yeah. So I really appreciate that. And that's sort of why I'm here tonight is we are all consumers as clauses of more clause information. Fair enough?
Yep. And
And
I
I'm
know
to a point right now where I personally am kind of done with just beginner level, entry level, Santa stuff. And I want to progress in my journey further. So I'm looking for more advanced groups, you know, both in, performance and so on and so forth, as well as on the technical side, because I'm kind of, geeky technical that way too. And this was, an opportunity when I saw a group that I hadn't heard about to jump on here tonight to see if that's sort of where this group is
the 8 o'clock or
grounded.
the polar opposites is going to be more about discussions about hot topics and other perspectives. Things that we debate about as a community and offer our own perspectives. And not that anybody's right or wrong, but I think it's the more information that's out there is good for everybody.
Do you
You
do you
and you
know of
can,
any other groups like what I'm talking about or asking about?
There are a number of groups out there in the community. Ed Taylor has a group, Worldwide Santa Claus Network.
Remember that.
Remember that? Okay. And then you
have you
have
done the Kringle Brothers?
I sat through that last night, and I found it to be more of just a couple Santa guys kind of shooting the bull,
Well, I know that was
and
the first show out of the gate, so I don't know what it was about. I only saw a couple
Yeah.
minutes of it.
yeah.
If I could suggest, in Michigan we have a group called MAPS, the Michigan Area Professional Santa, and we have a first Tuesday luncheon. If you can do first Tuesday lunches, and it's a small group, it's probably less than 10 or 15 of us, but it's all very experienced Santas, and we just talk about whatever comes up and who needs what, and MAPS was founded basically as a group to help any Santa that wants to be a better Santa become a better Santa. And I, that's a real good. You're down where it's warm, so you have things to do on during the winter instead of sit at home and watch it snow. Which is, but it's a good group. We do lots of things up here. We do lots of lunches and again, like this group, we have no dues. We're one of the few state groups that don't charge dues, and it's all about education. The whole concept of MAPS is to help Santas be better Santas and help each other. And I mean, our slogan is actually "We're better." So
Well, I see John Beam's on here, and he's part of the
We do
Palm
the
Tree
same
Santas
thing.
with me. We do some stuff with Palm Tree Santas, and John does a great job. John Beam does a great job with a lot of the newbies and helping them get on because he's a master of all the gadgetry and storytelling. So he does a great job. And we still I don't get to make the lunches, but we still do lunches once a month, right, John? So all these regional groups often do these lunches now. I don't know, not all do the same, but some of the regional groups all do lunches. So there is some opportunities for that if they offer additional, I guess, what am I, continued education, right? Got to get your CEU credits in.
So we at the Cotton State Santas here in Alabama, and I'm proud that we're 250 strong between Santas and Mrs. Clauses. Uh, we're starting this year hosting our first Cotton State Santa School, using our own talent inside the group to be able to help that. And it'll be a day and a half, but it's like $70 for it. And then my personal self, JMAC, I tell you, this Ewan is a small town, but we're going to take here, and I've talked to John about doing one-day schools and reach out to some Santas, and our goal is to mentor newer Santas. And so you could do that in your own community. You know, find a place to have a luncheon, talk to a few Santas here and there, and Mrs. Clauses, because that's going to be a huge part of some of the classes. And you can host your own little training portion of that, and it'd be amazing. The one-day school is going to go really well. And look, we're talking $25, and that's furnishing lunch too with it. But we have 3 or 4 key speakers involved with it to help educate newer Santas or Santas that may need just a little bit. They pick up something. They may be Santa for 10, 12 years, and they realize, wow, I didn't think about throwing snowballs or doing different things with that. So it's a part of the Santa world that's going to be going. And I'm very proud of our Alabama group that we're starting our Cotton State Santa Academy. This is going to be our first year for that. And it's going to be an ongoing thing. And then it's going to be, I'm going to be hosting a summer Santa tune-up class in July, just for, hey, new Santas.
Speedo's welcome. The summer Santa class is at Speedo's welcome.
Speedo?
Nobody wants that.
Yikes.
Gooin may be small, Jamie, but they do have a Holiday Inn Express.
They do have a Holiday Inn Express, a Dollar General, and one red light.
Anybody
I
else?
got you guys on here too. Are you aware of any groups that maybe get involved in more advanced prop building?
No, I don't know of anybody.
Okay, right.
Again, this is you mentioned the Kringle brothers. Michael Howe probably could hook you up with some of the people around the country to do some of the best props.
Yep.
And he does a very good job with props. He does a lot of hour-long stage shows and things like that. So he may be one that, and if you instant message him, his name is Michael Howe.
I know who he is.
Yeah.
He'll probably point you in the right direction for sure.
He would love to help you and would be a great guy to talk to.
I could suggest probably reaching out to Courtney Lofton. He is the gentleman who has created a lot of the props that actually they're a little more high-end props, if you will. He's an incredible creative resource, and he is a Hall of Fame Santa who lives by that Hall of Fame. He's an amazing individual. There are people out there that I would suggest and encourage you to reach out to as mentors, because there are plenty out there. I mean, Cliff Snyder in North Carolina, he is, I'll tell you, from authenticity to heart, to, his own spiritual connection. He is mine, and anytime I have a question or anytime I'm having an issue or challenging my own, sanctity or anything else like that, I know I can just text him, reach out to him. If he's not available right then, he'll come back and go, what's up? What's going on? What do we need to talk about? And that's kind of what I was kind of touching on when I was talking about an onboarding process. I wish we did have an onboarding process that we had mentors in line who could not tell you what to do, but listen to, your own thoughts and what are your own needs, and then kind of direct you through that. I mean, we all know people in the community that, man, are incredible craftsmen, I'm excited about Bob being in the group. I mean,
No, I'm not.
when I did that, I mean, he blew my mind the first time I saw some of the stuff. Blue Angel Santa. He's another gentleman in Texas. He is amazing. And I'm a creative director, creative strategist myself. I'm open. I give my phone out to anybody who wants to call me and talk. There's one thing that I don't do. I don't BS. I'll tell you the truth straight up. And I've been doing creative strategy and marketing for over 50 years. And I keep up to date on what's going on in the marketplace and new tools and everything else like that. But we definitely need to, I know this is kind of off the rails of the subject, but I definitely think we need to form kind of a group that are mentors that we can plug and play and direct people to, and be able to, answer your questions. When I first joined, I went to a full day session. It cost me $90 here in Atlanta. And I was impressed with everything. But I tried to network with people and ask questions, and well, that was a hands off. You don't do that. It's almost like when I worked in New York, I asked somebody, I was working in restaurants in New York, and I asked somebody, how's your day today? They go, hey, you don't ask people how much money they make. I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm just wondering how your day is. But yeah, I mean, the opportunity for information has grown tenfold. There's schools all over. I mean, you can travel north, south, east, west, all over the world. But I think without spending a lot of money, I think you can network and find a group of people that you can talk to, send messages, IMs, go on Facebook and send them a message or whatever.
Yeah, I would repeat what Derek just said. I mean, I think finding a mentor, somebody that's been at it a long time, that has some good insights to a lot of things, that's more valuable than probably a one-day class sometimes. And I know
Yeah.
Derek's great at it. I send him stuff all the time, a message, or ask him, hey, what did you think of this? Or have you played around with this system or that system or whatever? We talk a lot about graphic stuff or art stuff, but he's a fantastic resource as well. And he's, like you said, he gives out his phone number. And he's always good for a conversation, but you better be ready for some real.
But with like the 1 day class, that part of that is setting up to get mentors. Because some people don't know where to contact. Some of the schools I have attended, you learn more away from the class than you do at the class that evening and everything else. Learning who to help you mentor. And I kind of like what Derek was saying too. If I took it the right way, was, we need to push out some of the people out there and who's willing to mentor and help the other Santas. And that makes a huge difference. A list of them or some people can help you out. That's awesome with that. But you gotta get in some of those spots to hit that people to start networking with. JMAC, just think about me and yourself saying that,
Yeah.
the odds that we ran into a beard competition and we've been friends ever since with that. And we push a lot of stuff off of each other. And, so it's a
I know that Jamie will always give me some good feedback, whether I like it or not. He'll usually say something to me.
Now my wife's tougher. She'll give some feedback.
I may send something to Jamie. Go, hey, what do you think of this? No. Ask Becky, not you.
And you guys are back next Thursday doing this, or that's
we're every other Thursday. So there's another gentleman on, or actually, Mel, you may be, if you're still listening. Next Thursday is Sean what?
Claus.
Yes, Santa, Mrs. Claus Vintage. So
Yes.
she does a show on the opposite Thursdays of us.
Okay, all right, got it.
Sean White's
There she is.
program starts on the 10th of April.
Here comes the expert.
Yeah, she's in a play right
There's
now.
she's the schedule keeper.
Sorry, Mel.
No worries. You're great. You're right. But we have a weird kind of scheduling change. Actually, Chris Terry will be on next week in place of Sean White. Sean White will be traveling for the next 2 weeks. So we'll have 2 episodes of Chris Terry. And it's called Crossings with Chris, mentoring new Santas and old Santas and just talking about Christmas in general. So Chris Terry will be covering those 2 slots. He will also be on every 5th Thursday as well. Then Sean White will be on, I think, April, the first time in April she'll be on.
Yeah, she'll be done with her play by then.
Yeah, so I'm excited for her. But Chris will be awesome. So tune into our show and then follow right up with Chris right afterwards.
Fantastic. Well, I suppose we should wrap this up because we're past time. Anybody have any last second thoughts?
I just think you guys did a great job first show out tonight. And everybody got I think everybody got a lot of information. The feedback from everybody was great.
Absolutely. I appreciate it. You want the
fantastic.
next one? Like I said, the next one's on peacocking, so you might not want to miss that one.
It's on what?
Peacocking.
Peacocking?
About we're gonna talk about suits.
Fancy suits.
Fancy suits, like peacocks.
Wearing rings.
Well, all I know is I'm going to go shave my beard right now.
Me too, Ted. Me too.
I'm going to get some extensions for the back of my hair.
Hey, I want to see that beard shave live.
There's no help for you, Jamie. Stop.
No. I'm going to do a comb up.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Have a great night.
Everybody.
Yeah, thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you for
much.
letting me
It's been
jump
great.
in.
Be nice. Not naughty.
Great job, guys. Wonderful show. Thank you very, very much. I will be uploading this on YouTube. So I appreciate you. And we look forward to seeing you the week after next.
Hey, Bob.
Thank you.
Oh, hey, Bob.
Hi, Bob. Bye, Bob.
Don't go anywhere, Bob. Good to see you.
I've been